Okay, hi everybody, it's Dara, and I'm with Archer Love, and this is our third video.
Yeah, it is our third video,
It's our third
over
video.
like the last 4 years.
Cheers.
To the lucky number 3.
And we are having no coffee, delicious. I hope it's delicious. It's not
That's
too
amazing.
You like it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so in this is how I get off of coffee, and that's a subject we want to talk about in a minute because Dear Archer is so prolific and speaks so eloquently on what it was like for him to go off coffee. But in the meantime, I created these years ago. I've been making these for probably 10 years because coffee and I are not friends, and this is how I get my fix. So it's got Dandy Blend, which is roasted chicory root and dandelion. Gives a coffee flavor.
It's a good detox too.
Yes, and it's got reishi, chaga mushroom, and mucuna for boosted dopamine. And then, while I was making it this morning live on Instagram, I put some Elysium.
Oh, did you?
A whole healthy dose. So
Beautiful.
yes. So we're going to talk about Elysium. We're going to talk about Archer's love products. Archer loves love products. And,
But they do increase the love in your life.
And they do.
Because they raise your vibe.
They raise your vibe.
So it does help to attract more love and better love.
Yeah, and he is love. I love how I'm surrounded by love. So
You are love.
I am love.
You're surrounded by yourself.
I'm surrounded by myself. That's awesome. I'm calling in like the best people. You guys always say that. So I want to talk about your post on Instagram. You guys can follow Archer and you can get all of these beautiful tinctures. A lot of people have them, and we're going to talk about them in a second. But Instagram, it's Now Alchemy. Is that where you post?
So Now Alchemy on Instagram is where I post a lot about my products and the benefits of them. And Archer Love on Instagram is sort of more my personal thing where I just post
Got it.
stuff.
Well, let's talk about the coffee thing and your products.
Yeah, okay.
Yes?
So I drank coffee every day for probably like the last 10 years.
Wow.
I did. I was in school at the University of Arizona, and it was a big part of that culture. Staying
This was
up
the
all
first
night.
time you've given up coffee in 10 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. Yeah.
It's good because a lot of people give it up and then they go back on it.
Yeah.
So it's good that this is like your one
Well,
time.
here's the thing. I had given up coffee, but I was always sort of doing something.
Okay.
I'm a Capricorn, and
Me
Capricorns
too.
tend to take from the earth, like this, all this. This is what the Capricorns do.
Oh, that's
Very
funny. I
grounded.
never
We love the
thought of it
herbs
that
and all
way.
that, right? And so
Crystals.
yeah, we love the crystals. So basically, I would drink Boochcraft. You know the Boochcraft, right?
That's yours? Did
No,
you make Boochcraft?
I didn't make Boochcraft.
Okay. I
No.
thought you did.
No.
So-
I do brew my own like high alcohol elixirs.
Okay.
But not the Boochcraft.
Okay.
But I was drinking. I would have like 1 or 2 Boochcrafts every day, and I would have like 1 or 2 coffees every day. So I never got drunk, and I didn't have like
Right.
4 coffees.
Which is
a
what
day.
most people do. They have coffee in the morning, and in the evening they'll have wine or something
Right,
to like
right.
mellow them out. It's like a up-down thing, up-down thing.
Yeah.
It's a cycle, okay?
And so basically, what happened with me was I went through this awakening that I shared with you earlier, and it felt so good that I knew I didn't want to do anything to take me out of that feeling. So I was in myself after the awakening. I was just like, I'm home. That's how I felt. And anything, coffee,
It lowers your
wine, anything,
vibration.
and yeah, it does. And it separates me from myself. Because these substances that are stimulators or nervous system depressants, that's what they do on a physiological level, but on an emotional, energetic level, they take us away from our home. And they create this weird void,
It's totally
which is why they're
beautifully
so
put.
readily accessible in society, because then people use capitalism and consumer mentalities to fill the void. They buy things, and then that's what fuels America. So they're like,
Right.
more coffee, more alcohol, give it to them, more cigarettes,
It takes them away from themselves.
Yeah. And then they're easy to sell things.
They're easy to sell things to
Yeah.
because they just need more of that
Right.
to keep them distracted.
Exactly. The dating, the clothes, like all the online shopping addictions, and all these things that people are doing. A lot of it is actually fueled by coffee and alcohol, which
I
is like
believe
creating
that.
this void.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. People get a little
which
bit
is
anxious or a little bit depressed,
Why the tonics ebook I have coming out is going to be so powerful, because there's energy drinks that you can make for yourself with cordyceps and your minerals, and then we give ourselves energy, and then if we need to relax at night, there's beautiful herbal ways of relaxing.
Yeah, and this is nutrition.
And it's
so
nutrition.
alcohol is
instead
not
of
a
like,
nutrition.
There's
It's-
no nutritional
coffee is not a
value.
nutrition.
No.
And they have like these like bogus studies on how coffee does things.
They
for
are
no.
bogus, aren't they?
So bogus.
I was looking them up the other night, and I'm like, consider this. Who's
So bad.
putting these out?
I mean, first and foremost, coffee spikes up cortisol levels. And cortisol is a stress hormone that wreaks havoc on the body. You know? And so anything that increases your cortisol levels energetically is just not going to be holistically healthy.
Right.
Like, nature just doesn't work that way. If it's increasing your stress levels, it's obviously not doing good things
No.
for your body. And that's why your stress levels are going up.
And a lot of people don't want to hear this because they're addicted.
Because they're addicted to coffee.
Flat out addicted.
But they don't know it because coffee doesn't really make them high anymore. It's just something they have to have every day. But it doesn't even make them high.
Do you think they really know it? Do you think they really
Well,
know it?
kind
Like
of.
deep down, like if you know you have anything that you have to have as soon as you wake up in the morning before in order to function sounds funny.
So basically, I decided not to have any coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And for about the next 6 or 7 days, I was waking up with what you would call a splitting headache.
Yeah.
And now I know why they call it splitting headaches. Because it literally felt like there was like, my
Awful.
brain was splitting. I was like, whoa, what is this? And it was
Yeah.
so bad, I didn't even think to take my Elysium. My own product. I was just so like,
I didn't think to take it when I had no
I was like,
headaches. I
yeah.
wish I had thought of it.
Right, exactly. I was, and it was so bad that I was like, I'm not accustomed to thinking I have something that's just an immediate fix like that. Because Elysium's not a drug, and so basically this is Elysium.
It's the name of the blend.
The name of this blend is Elysium. It's by my company Now Alchemy, and you can find it at www.nowalchemy.com, and you can also read more about it at Now Alchemy's page on Instagram. And Elysium has Shilajit, Nano Enhanced CBD, and Ormus Gold in it. And so the Shilajit and the Ormus Gold are full of minerals: silver, gold, 72 minerals from the sea, 85 minerals from the earth, and all these other things that will actually help to counteract the damage that's been done by coffee to all of your glands and all of your organs. It'll help your body repair itself from the damage from coffee. So you'll start making more neurotransmitters and stuff like that again.
Wow.
But when you stop and you get these awful headaches, the nano-enhanced CBD in this product gets rid of the headaches within 2 to 3 minutes. Totally gone.
Interested
It's
in this.
magic, and they'll be gone for about 5 or 6 minutes.
And you practice.
I'm sorry,
it.
it's 5 or 6 hours. Yeah, and so you might have to take it twice a day, but you will not have a headache problem. You will not have a problem getting off coffee.
That's genius.
It's great.
Because it's the meanest thing. Like getting off of coffee is just so mean. It makes you really.
It does make you mean. I got in arguments with friends.
Mean,
and
it's mean that it does that to you.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like an awful thing. And there's people who try to get off and they'll have headaches for 2 weeks. And they'll get back on it because they just don't want to suffer.
And the Elysium causes the withdrawal symptoms to stop faster because it's repairing your body faster.
Okay.
And the Shilajit in the Elysium increases hormonal levels like testosterone. It increases sex drive and libido in a really strong way, and actually gives people a sort of jingy masculine boost that they're looking for from the coffee. Right. And so at least the Shilajit's a good substitute for coffee too, just energetically.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually when I make my tonics, I put Shilajit every single time because I just want those minerals. But now we can put this in and we get the CBD and the Ormus too. I like the way like the Shilajit gives you like grounded and libidinized energy, and it's mineralized, and then the CBD is like totally going to relax your nerves, and it really does. Like it just like takes you down a notch. And then you have the Ormus, which I feel is like bubbly energy. Is that right? It's like little bubbles. That's how I think of it.
It really raises your vibration. There's actual gold in it.
Yeah, so I feel like it's bubbles. So you have like 3. So when you gave up coffee, you noticed enormous benefits to your body.
Oh my gosh, yeah. First off, I noticed that I had more light.
I see a lot of light coming from you.
More complexion. I noticed my complexion.
It looks softer.
Within 4 or 5 days, I just noticed my skin, my complexion, everything, and not only from the minerals, but also because the coffee depletes the body of minerals. So like I wasn't having that sort of stuff happening anymore.
Yeah. Can you list the things that coffee does?
Sure. It boosts cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone. It depletes the pineal gland. And the adrenal gland and the pituitary gland of the substances that they need to run properly. So it really drains the body. It does stimulate the pineal gland, and the pineal gland makes melatonin, serotonin, and DMT. And because
Which
it
is,
stimulates it does give people this feeling of like awareness and focus and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But also because it's stimulating, it's actually depleting it long term. So people get hooked on it for that reason.
So like I might have coffee every day for a month or two, and then all of a sudden I'll start to notice my behavior's tweaky, and it doesn't have that same, because it eventually depletes the things
exactly.
it was boosting.
Exactly. It doesn't have the same thing because coffee's not giving you anything. It's just a compound that stimulates you.
It's not giving you anything.
It doesn't give you anything. You know?
And
it's even better if you do want to keep using coffee, at least to add your Elysium to it will at least be better than nothing.
Right. Use it as a vasodilator to get this in faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I feel for people who are addicted, and I tell them to wean themselves off. You don't have to do it overnight.
It's also bad for the kidneys.
Overnight?
I did.
Yeah,
I did it overnight.
Too.
I just wanted to take the pain and get it over with.
Yeah.
Bite the bullet, as they say.
Yeah, that's like me.
And the other thing I noticed about coffee and quitting coffee was that I used to get into little. I used to be more irritable.
Little skirmishes.
Yeah, it was like irritable. You know, like people would irritate me more. And that was typically after 2 cups of coffee. It was like people were just like, a little irritable, you know. And now what I see is that irritable vibe in other people, and I'm like, whoa, you're irritable.
You can tell when someone's got
when
the
someone
coffee
else has had too much coffee.
Like,
when you're not on the coffee vibe,
they're like on
you're like, whoa, too much
they're
coffee.
They're like on a whole other planet. It's like you're just like, and you're like, that's just a false high.
And you just want to tell them, like, you just feel so much better without it. The coffee and the alcohol, you know, and
the alcohol.
So I gave myself a rule. I said I could have 1 coffee a week and 1 drink a week.
Okay.
And the coffee just didn't last because I did the 1 coffee, and then after a week of not being on it, I was like, I don't even like this. No. This is like not even enjoyable. It
didn't feel good, right? Like
I had like 3 sips. I didn't even come close to finishing the coffee.
It was like, I just don't want to go there.
It didn't feel good. I almost kind of felt sick. My body was like, what? Again? We just went over this.
Yeah, we just went over this. You don't want to do
this. I was like, all right,
I have such like a healthy fear of it. Like I have a healthy, not fear, but like enough like, I don't want to go through that again. Yeah. I don't want to go through that giving up of it again, ever.
Yeah. And the other thing I noticed about coffee was that it took me out of my like sense of humor. It made me more serious. Yeah. Because like, everything's always serious. Because like engaged. It made me engaged. You know, like the whole.
It's so true. Like one was more in your head or something. Like,
more way cerebral. You know.
Yeah.
And so people are in front of their computers and they're doing this thing. And they have their coffee, or they're like working out, stimulating, you know, the nervous system, and they're drinking coffee and everything, and then they're just walking around all pent up.
No wonder they need a drink at the end of the day.
And that, and they end up getting in arguments, beeping their horn all in traffic. This is why people do that stuff, you know. It's
beeping their horn in traffic and getting mad over things that are just kind of absurd, when maybe you can, like, I've been finding so much humor in things lately. Like, even like, I'm finding humor. I think my humor is better.
It's almost funny when people get really upset. It's almost like, this is comical. You know? It's like, why are you yelling so loud? I'm standing right in front of you.
Right? What's going on there? Like, it just makes you softer and obviously more alkaline, because coffee's acidic.
Yeah. and the minerals.
People
and
get
the
bitter.
thing, too, the minerals make the body alkaline. Taking the ormus and the shilajit will make your body alkaline. And because coffee is not only acidic, but also rids the body of minerals, makes you more acidic too, because of that.
Right. Yeah. So how much can I have of this a day? Because I take it every now and then. I take it on my travels. Like, what's too much and what's too little?
I would say 3 dropperfuls per serving, 3 times a day.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
That's like the high max.
Okay, we're having like, I put a couple we're probably having a couple of droppers right now, and I already squirted one in my mouth, so that's fine.
The thing about the stuff is that you can use a ton of it. The reason I make this was because I couldn't afford to use as much of this stuff or to have the high of quality that I wanted if I was buying it from other companies. I started making this because I wanted to be on it all the time, and I wanted the highest quality.
Right.
But like, you know, it's fairly expensive. The Elysium is $169 a bottle. Right. So you can use 3 full droppers 3 times a day, you know? But it's like you have to work with like how much can you really afford.
It's not like you can take too much. It's just how much you want to budget in your day.
Right.
But if you want to boost yourself, if you're feeling depleted, if you're feeling headachy, if you want a cold turkey coffee, if you want to raise your vibration to find love and attract beauties like this, and have the kind of experience he's having. I mean, he opened up this video saying, I've been enlightened. And I heard him, we were talking about it in the kitchen. It's just matter of fact, he's experienced some pain, emotional pain. And he asked a question, which was,
where is my eternal fulfillment?
Where is my eternal fulfillment? And he experienced a light and went into the light and then understood, and his words are beautiful about it, that it's always there.
It's my home. I had been so far from home.
Your home is pure light and pure love.
Yeah, it's where we come from. It's where we go when we leave our body.
You can always have it.
Yeah.
And the reason we don't have it is because
these voids, the stimulants, the neurodepressant, these drugs that run America, basically, the nicotine, the caffeine, and the alcohol, really separate people from their home. And abusive childhoods. Things like that can really separate a person from their home, which is why people end up already having a void and then going to substances after the abuse. So they tend to be paired because of that, you know?
Because?
Well, the abuse creates the void, and then they want to fill the void with something. So they use substances to do it. Stimulants, neurodepressants, alcohol, drugs, that sort of stuff. And this stuff, this Elysium, will bring you back home.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. And
I see the difference in you.
Thank you.
I absolutely can feel the difference in you. I'm so pleased. It's really so lovely. You have a lot to share with people. You have a lot. This is something he gets to share that you can physically imbibe, that he makes. But you have a lot of beautiful words of wisdom to share with people. I'm really happy that happened for you.
Yeah.
The pain and the glory.
I used to say pain is our usher into greater states of happiness and bliss. And I got that from Matt Kahn. You know Matt Kahn? He's a spiritual speaker. And I said it, and I believed it. It resonated with me. But it wasn't until this last situation that it happened to me, where I was in this great amount of pain and had let everything go and had asked that question, that it actually brought me to that bliss. And then I was like, oh my God, pain ushered me there. Wow, it worked. Yeah.
It's one thing to academically know it, to really know it in your body, that it actually... May you always remember that light that you have access to at all times.
Well,
May you always remember that.
It's key to stay away from abuse and to stay away from substances if you want to stay home.
Abuse meaning bad relationships.
Bad relationships. Respect yourself. The moment that people start to make you feel unhappy, unhealthy, you have to take your space back. Yes. You have to go back home. You know?
It's huge.
If they come, then it's under a certain set of rules and conditions, which people in the spiritual community are like, no conditions, no rules.
Yeah, boundaries.
That's not going to help.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when somebody comes into your house, there's probably a set of rules. You know, like I'm not going to come in here with like a bucket of mud and trail it all over the place in your house. Right. You're just going to be like, excuse me, I mean, I'm really nice, but this is my home. And your life is your home, you know? So when you bring someone into your life, you have to have certain boundaries, like you said, boundaries.
Yeah.
And that's key too, because otherwise it is emotionally and psychologically abusive. Even though a person might not be trying to emotionally or psychologically abuse us, we can do that through them if we're not speaking our boundaries clearly.
True. We can do that through them. Yeah. We can abuse ourselves through them if we're not identifying our boundaries and acting them out. So I said, what are you bringing to the table? Not only are what you bringing to the table, what do you have on your own table? Do you have roses and chocolates and beautiful, beautiful things to serve yourself? That means when somebody comes in your door and puts something on your table that does not match the vibration, you're going to be like, why are you dumping your garbage on my table? You know what I mean? Like you can go check yourself at the door, check who you want to come in your door, and then with feng shui and decluttering and adding healthy flora to your home, make it so beautiful that any garbage that came in would be immediately identifiable and unacceptable.
And the great thing about that too is not only is that good for you, but it actually sets a healthy bar for other people too, where if they really want to be in your life, then they're going to have to sharpen themselves and better themselves and bring something to the table. And that activates their creativity, It activates their inspiration.
Yeah,
It makes
what
them
can
better.
I bring to Dara?
Exactly. If they really want to be in your life.
Yeah.
So by holding a high standard for yourself, you're actually allowing other people to make themselves better too through you. You know.
So true.
And if they don't care enough about you to want to be in your life, then they can go somewhere else, and that's totally fine. Like, you know,
bring it to a different table.
We're not forcing anybody to do anything.
Yeah, no, go dump it on your own table.
Yeah.
But you know, Archer brought me. This couldn't be better than flowers. He brought me the gold stuff that's in the kitchen, which is different than these.
Yeah, and you know, now that you mentioned about bringing things,
He always brings beautiful things to my table.
But I love bringing things to your table. But I didn't even think about the fact that I was bringing something to you, or think I had to. I genuinely wanted to because I like you.
Right.
You know, and I always appreciate coming here because when I come here, you make me tonics, we have great conversation. So I'm not going to come here and have your tonic and conversation if I don't bring something. That's just silly, you know?
Right.
So when you give as much as you give, then like
you get,
it's only right that
I do believe you get what you give, and I love generosity of spirit. It's just one of my favorite things. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you guys to look into which one should people get? Like, is this the more expensive of the? Because this is a blend. What's a starter one? Is there a way to get into?
So I have 3 basic starter products, and that depends on what they're looking for.
Okay.
There's the gold, there's the Shilajit, and there's the CBD.
Okay.
So if somebody's dealing with pain or inflammation, or also tremors, seizures, that sort of thing, the CBD for sure. Starter, just plain CBD. Okay. If somebody's dealing with depression, anxiety, emotional issues, psychological issues, confusion, the Ormus, the gold, for sure will activate higher states of consciousness and increase your awareness.
Ormus gold.
Yes. And if somebody wants more fitness, more energy, if they're going to the gym, they just want faster repair, a better sex life, you know, that sort of thing, then the Shilajit is great. And if you want it all, then the Elysium.
Right.
Yeah,
which
I do the Elysium.
I kind of want it all.
Yeah.
I want it all.
It's great.
Because eventually I might get one, but eventually I'll have 3 bottles. Why not have 1 bottle?
And the thing about cannabis is that it's been documented to be used for thousands of years. Ancient literature has pictures of the cannabis plant and everything, you know? And we have receptors for cannabis in our brain. So why would we have receptors for things we don't need? Right. You know? And so what I think is that the Ormus minerals are definitely, we all know we need minerals, you know? And but most people think, well, I don't need CBD unless I'm in pain or something. But actually, I think just for longevity and health, small doses of CBD every day is like essential.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's essential for good health. And I think it's silly that it was made
environment.
Yeah, and now the pharmaceutical industry, they're so into CBD that they've patented isolate, which means, fortunately, I'm all natural and full spectrum, and anyway, I don't do isolates because they're silly.
Okay.
But they patented isolate, and the reason they do that is because they want to make a synthetic form. So it's now, by patenting isolate, it makes it illegal for people to sell isolate. Really? But then they're going to take that and make a synthetic form.
Wow.
So now people can't sell the natural isolate, and that's what they do.
So they can't take the natural isolate.
Right.
I mean, they can't sell. People can't sell the natural isolate.
Right.
Wow.
But that's not happening yet. They've already patented it, but they're not cracking down on anything yet. So it might not be for a year or 2 years until that happens.
But your product's fine.
Yeah, it'll always be fine because there's always going to be a place for naturopathic medicine, Ayurveda and stuff. And this is just the full plant extract. Like you can't put a patent on a plant extract.
That's good news.
I mean, not as far as I know. I don't think you can.
Oh my gosh, this has been delightful. I absolutely see the continued use of this lovely liquid. Your energy just keeps getting better every time I see you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Work in progress.
Pleasure. As we all are, like constantly. We might hit a great plateau where we feel so great, and all of a sudden we take a dive, and then that dive, that pain brings us to
the next plateau.
It does. It brings us to greater awareness for ourselves. We're paralleling. All right, you guys. Well, you can use DARA as a discount code. Yes?
Yes.
DARA.
DARA at nowalchemy.com.
And there you go. So look forward to hearing what you think. I'll see you guys soon.
And it's NOWALCHEMY.com.
Nowalchemy.com.
Right. And I'm sure you know DARA'S DARA.
Yeah.
You already know that, but I just want to make sure.
I think I do. But I'm going to post the link below. We love you guys. Seriously. I look forward to more videos with you. I've really enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Thank you.